everybody. My name is Patty from 4 Boys and a Girl Designs. My pronouns are she, her. I am also the fabric designer with the Newfoundland and Labrador-based hand-dyed fabric and floss company called Brenda Needle with my partner Cheryl. It is Tuesday, the 16th of May, and I thought I'd drop by again and have another chat. Thank you so much for the comments that I've received, a few that I still have to respond to. The comments that I've received over the past week from my last Stitch North update. You know, this community is just so amazingly supportive and friendly, and I had mentioned I love comments, and lots of people commented, so thank you very much. Even somebody from Auckland, New Zealand, hi. That's amazing to think that somebody's in I haven't visited New Zealand yet, but it's on my list. I have been to Australia, but it was unfortunately a business trip for my husband and only lasted 2 weeks, and I didn't make it to New Zealand yet. So I'm here. If you hear coughing in the background, that's Blue, our geriatric beagle. He is now settled, so he's just going to have a snooze. I think there's a cat over there crunching on kibbles, so you may hear that. That's Bella. Angel's by my feet, and Freya, our border collie, is around here somewhere. There may be barking and much merriment in a few minutes because my eldest son will be getting home from school, but I wanted to try and squeeze in a few minutes to speak with you before the whole ruckus began, and kind of keep to some kind of a once a week Flosstube update. So that's what I'm here to do today. So last week I spoke, sorry, I'm getting distracted by all the things. I haven't mentioned this in a while, but mainly because I haven't been doing Flosstube. But I should probably go back to why I picked the name 4 Boys and a Girl for my business, or my Flosstube name and my business name, because I do cross-stitch designing. Under that name, I have 3 sons, aged 15, 13, and 11. So that's where 3 of the boys come from. The 4th boy is my husband. So he's the 4th boy, and there comes the 4 boy. NL stands for Newfoundland and Labrador. So I'm 4 boys and an NL girl. Perhaps if I was choosing another name today, right now, I would have picked a longer, less confusing name. But here we are, and I'm sticking with that. So I'm going to start off with a fully finished object. I have it right behind me here. This is a piece, and I forgot to get the magazine out that it's from. It's from the World of Cross Stitching, and issue 169, something like that. I will try and find it and put it at the bottom of the screen. This is one that I had professionally framed over the past couple months, and I wanted to show it to you. It actually was in the background up by my sister-in-law's beautiful photography of the caribou up there last week. And I was looking at, when I was editing the video, I thought, oh, I haven't showed anybody that. I should give a close-up. So here it is. I'm going to read. It says, bluebells seemed like fairy gifts, a prize among the flowers. This is fabric that the glare is a little bit bad, I guess. This is a piece that I tea and coffee dyed on Monaco this is all DMC floss. I think even the variegated green is a variegated DMC, from one of their specialty tins. And I love how this turned out. I don't know, honestly, how many more pieces, if any, I'm going to get professionally framed. My friend Pam Reed from Pam's Crafty Corner, and the rest, and Vonnie from and Deanne, and there's a whole slew of us from the kind of St. John's area cross-stitch group that have started getting together regularly. Yay! Pam has found a framing place here. It's a framing place that's been around forever called Neville Framing. And apparently they will stretch and mat and even use your own frame to finish off your work. So we're now all busily stitching to try and get a piece down there and see if we can get the same kind of excellent service that Pam herself got. Ian just got home. I'll be right back. Okay, Ian settled for a few minutes so that I can, and I'm sorry you're on my wiggly stand again. So I actually haven't moved it since last week because that's the kind of housekeeper I am. I also forgot to close the blind in the window back here, so I apologize if this is really glary today. Hopefully it isn't, because I'm honestly, It sounds ridiculous, but I am too tired to get up and move that right now. So I guess based on that, I've talked about the lovely framing that I got done, the framing that the Stitches and I are interested in getting done in the future. The stitching group got together on Saturday for the afternoon to stitch, and we're getting it together again on June 3rd. It's an interesting, the group is awesome. We managed to find each other minutes before the pandemic started. And we met once, and then that would be Freya. And Freya likes to drop her bowl when there's no food in the bowl. Now, if I feed her, she will walk away and she will not eat it. However, she is telling me that the bowl is empty and should be filled. Just a sec. Anyway, since just before Stitch North, when Allie from Allie's Stitching Studio, hi Allie, was here from Australia, we had a get together with some of the stitchers that are local to us. Not everybody can make it every time, so the group numbers kind of vary. We usually manage about 5 or 6 people, sometimes differing people at the meetups. Anyway, so that was our first one, and then Vonnie's very organized. Vonnie from Vonnie, why do I never remember what your Flosstube name is? Vonnie, the full coverage queen from With a Needle? No. I will put Vonnie's Flosstube in. That's terrible. Sorry, Vonnie, brain fog. Brought on by anemia, can't help it. Anyway, so Vonnie, wonderful organized Vonnie, set up for us to get together again on Saturday. And then we're going to meet again on the 3rd with Deanne. And Freya is on the move again, so it might get loud. Anyway, so the regular meetups have been really awesome, and it's really motivating to get some stitching done. So that's been great. Just because I have no rhyme nor reason with these videos, just to give you a brief health update. Still waiting for my infusion. Thank you very much for the person who reached out and said that they live with this as a chronic illness. Thank you for sharing that with me. I really appreciate it. So I'm waiting. The past few days, I've actually had a lot of energy, and today has been a bad day. I got up I just didn't sleep well last night. I woke up with a bit of a headache, just tired all day. Here we would say that I had the allergy, but I wasn't really cold symptoms, but I was kind of not having a great day. So I actually went back to bed until 11:30, and I've slowly managed to force myself into the shower and do a Flosstube. And now I'm feeling much better. Well, I'm not feeling energized, but I'm feeling in a much better mood. So thank you, Flosstube. I appreciate it. So I want to show you some other stitching. I've got my fully finished object, which is unusual for me. I mentioned at the beginning of the video that I am co-owner of Brenda Needle, which is a hand-dyed fabric and floss company here in Newfoundland and Labrador. And the website I will put at the bottom of the screen. Cheryl is the genius behind the hand-dyed floss, and I'm the not-so-genius behind the fabric. I am not as prolific as Cheryl is with getting fabric out, but I am trying to do better. I will have some more dyeing in the pots this week. That's one of my goals. And started getting an order in for more fabric to get dyed. We've got June Floss and Fabric Club will be coming up here, listed on the website soon. Cheryl, I'm of course not working right now. Cheryl also has a full-time job. So, sometimes when we list the clubs, they're a little bit later than we would hope, depending on work schedules. So please bear that in mind. I know people are excitedly waiting for the June clubs to be released. The subscriptions are not on a monthly rolling basis, so you need to sign up individually for each one, which personally I prefer, because then I'm not committing every month and there's kind of money coming off my credit card and I'm like, what was that for? And anyway, that's the way I prefer I prefer it. So that's the way we do our clubs. And I will let you know that June is going to be, at least in terms of fabric, will be a fairly neutral month to go with the fabulous flosses that Cheryl has dyed up. So the other thing that Brenda Needle is doing is we're going to be doing a Christmas in July. We're doing 3 kits for Christmas in July this year. 2 of the kits are based on Darling and Whimsy, Quirky Quakers, the stocking and the tree. And I'll put the, I don't know where, maybe right in front of me, the stocking and the tree pattern up so you can see them. These were both, so we're going to provide the exact fabric that these were stitched on plus the exact floss. I can't repeat this fabric. So I don't know how many of you watch Evertote or Between Two Whips with Carrie and Caroline. Hello, ladies. And one thing that Caroline and Carrie have been really awesome doing is educating people about a little bit more about hand dyeing process. And what happened in my house that affected my hand dyeing process is February, March, I went downstairs and our hot water tank was leaking and had rusted out. So it was, that rust though was assisting my dyeing process, and I was able to get some beautiful browns, which I have not been able to replicate. So with these kits will be limited in number. They are going to be on Ada. I have to admit offhand, I can't remember if it's 14 or 16 count Ada. One of those, so it is an Ada. Colorway is called Hot Chocolate. And if you're interested to kind of get a kit if you're somebody who likes getting exactly what you see in the picture, then that's what will be in the picture. You'll get an ornament size cut, which is similar to what I'm about to show you here, all serged and ready to go. So I mentioned 3 kits. Those are the 2 kits with Deanna over at Darling and Whimsy. Hi, Deanna. The other kit is actually one that I've designed under the 4 Boys and NL Girl Designs name. I'm not quite finished, but I'm going to show it to you anyway, and I need to get something to go in behind this so the light doesn't shine through. This is an ornament cut of green opalescent fabric, and it's a little, I got the thread right in front of the little wooden reindeer. Isn't he cute? So you can see the shining opalescent. Very simple. The only back stitching is actually some long stitching here in the tail. I don't know if that'll focus. Really easy. I may put some French knots here, which are not going to be required, and you could even bead it if you wanted. So this is just going to be a simple red and green border around here. So that will be available exclusively from Brenda Needle up until it will be a paper pattern in the kits, and then will be available for PDF come November. And my battery died. Hopefully you don't notice the constant interruptions that I'm dealing with. And here comes Freya with a toy. Anyway, this, again, I forgot to put the thing behind it, but this cute little reindeer will be part of the limited edition kits that are going to be available at Brenda Needle. They will be available either by the last week of May. That's as close a promise as I can get right now. I'm working on the serging, getting the fabric cut, serged. The kits will have, there'll be a choice between the opalescent. I do have a little bit of Green Gardens left over from the kits that we did for Stitch North. So there's a little bit, and that's this fabric here, the bear. So it's exactly the same dye, but on different fabric, it reads a little bit differently. So this fabric, which is a 16 count Ada, an 18 count Ada, it's 16 or 18, I can't remember. That'll be an option as well for the reindeer kit, and then the other 2 will just have an Ada option. They'll include a needle and the floss that you need, and maybe a treat, we'll see. Okay, so that's kind of the upcoming shop talk, which I probably should have told you I was going to do. I'll try and come up with some kind of schedule for next time so that if you want to skip kind of shop talk parts and head straight to the stitching, then we can do that. Sorry, I'm distracted with my dog who's eating one of her toys. Okay, I want to show you some of the other stitching besides the reindeer that I designed and stitched on this week. One of the things, so when Allie arrived on our Newfoundland shores, Allie from Allie's Stitching Studio, Pam Reed and Vonnie, are all floss tubers and are all full coverage aficionados. And I decided that if I wanted to learn how to do something in full coverage, but I've always been intimidated by full coverage because of the very large commitment of size. I have commitment issues. If you've been watching me for any length of time, you know that I'm a fickle creature. I switch from project to project quite quickly. I finish rarely, and so I've been hesitant to start a full coverage. But I love how full coverages look. I love how they feel with all those threads, and I wanted to do something that was full coverage, and I wanted that to learn that technique. So I found and I'm going to put up a picture. This is a full coverage cross stitch that I found that's based on an Edward Hopper painting that I first saw in 1996 as a print at IKEA, actually. I've loved it ever since then. The piece, when finished, is going to be about this big. So it's a reasonable, for me, I think, a fairly reasonable size. It's not as large as a Hade. I love the look of Hades. I mean, Vonnie and Pam's work and Allie's work is incredible. I have yet to even commit to a Hade mini, let alone a full Hade, just mainly because of the size and the time, just the overall commitment. Will I do a Hade someday? Maybe. I also have to find the Hade that speaks to me, and I haven't yet. Although I was. Anyway, all that to say, I've started a full coverage piece. It's housed right now in two bags. The floss, because there's so much of it, is housed in my lovely bag that I got from Rose let me grab it actually. How could I not mention this bag? This is a bag that I got for my Smalls exchange from Stitch North 2022. Look at that. It's amazing. I got this from my now old friend Rose. She was my new friend Rose last year. Rose did a fantastic job with this. She was a brand new stitcher and a brand new sewist. And I love this bag. And inside this bag, I have a lot of floss for my full coverage. See all that floss? For my full coverage piece. Thank you, Rose. I still love it. I brought it to Stitch North again this year so Rose could see that I am using her bag. I keep the actual cross-stitched piece in the Sheba Designs bag because it keeps it a little flatter. I'm using some grippers from, Andrea. Hi, Andrea, from Canada Poo Stitches gifted these to me in a sweet little bag that she had for me. This is a needle minder Descent. You see that? From Rocky Mountain Needle Minders. And this is how far I am in my full coverage journey. So let me open the whole thing up so you can see kind of the size that I'm working with here. I apologize if you haven't figured out yet, I'm the queen of wrinkle. So unlike Caroline's beautiful and others beautiful displays when they prepare for their floss tubes, I'm more going by the seat of my pants here. So this is that window. It's going to drive me crazy. This is the size of the piece. This is the start that I have. I'm using Vonnie's technique of using a water-soluble pen to grid my fabric with every 10 dots. And I haven't done the whole piece yet. I've done kind of a little over the first page. And I am thrilled. I am so happy with this. Let's look at my back. I can show off a full coverage back. Amazing. Hopefully you saw that because I can't see where the camera's looking. So I am thrilled with that. I've been working it. I haven't worked on it the past 2 days, I think. Today, like I said, today's been a bad day. I haven't been feeling well. But I have been, up until now, I've been working a few stitches on it pretty much every night since I started it. And even if I only get a thread in or something like that, I feel that's excellent progress. And that's what I'm going to do. So I'm quite motivated on this full coverage piece. I'm really enjoying it. And it is, believe it or not, because I know that some people do Smalls as a palette cleanser from full coverage. I'm using the full coverage as a palette cleanser between my Smalls. Why not? The other piece that I've been worked on a bit this week, hopefully you didn't see that chart, is Jacob's from Modern Folk Embroidery. Merry Christmas. I purchased this at the Evertote booth at Stitch North. I'm changing the colors entirely. So have a look at this because I am about to show you something very different. So I am using, let me see. I know I purchased, hi Angel. I didn't even notice her there. I purchased this material from Anna at Stitch Toolbox. Hi Anna. And it's a 32 count. And I can't remember the name, etc. So I'll find that card and either put it up or put it up for next time because I'm sure you'll be seeing this again. I'm working on the border right now. And you'll see that I've got, I've put, I need something big and monochrome to put behind this. Anyway, I don't have it. So here's what I've got stitched so far. And I'm just going to double it over because then it will layer a little. So gives you a better idea of where I'm at. I'm using these pins. These are also from Karen at Rocky Mountain Needle Minders. Hi, Karen. Karen was another one of our lovely neighbors at Stitch North. I'm working on the border. I want to make sure the border meets before I get too far. Though saying that, don't know if you can tell, but up in this corner, I did start one of the motifs. And my thought was, I've got this much of the border done. I want to make sure the motif kind of goes right to the end. And I've got that, the correct number before I keep going down here. So that's what I'm at. So yeah, I changed the colors quite a bit. The thread I'm using is called Nanny Bennett's Lipstick. Well, let's find and these are a lovely thread floss tags that I got from, it says Just Stitching Along. And I looked her up on Flosstube but couldn't find them. So I'm gonna have to, so I apologize because I don't know who you are, but I love the floss tags. It's a picture of her stitching. If anybody knows who this is, please let me know so I can give credit where credit's due. And this is Nanny Bennett's Lipstick. It's a beautiful variegated red that goes beautifully on this very green fabric. So I'm really changing up the colors. And I actually have divided this into 3. I have a full hank of Nanny Bennett's lipstick because I love it. This is a Brenda Needle color. Because I forgot to mention that, didn't I? This is one of Cheryl's wonderful flosses. So it's a mix. This is a marriage between Stitch Toolbox and Brenda Needle, which is lovely. So that is, I believe, all the stitching that I did this week. I started, I haven't been knitting. There's a, sorry about that, notification. I haven't been knitting. I haven't been in the mood. Trying to get a few things done around the house, which has been, with my energy levels, a little bit hard, but I'm getting some things done. Trying to be a little gentle on myself, which is a bit hard, I have to say, when you look around your house and you see things that need to be done and you're just simply too tired to get up and deal with them. But anyway, as I said last week, and keep saying, this too shall pass. Thank you so much for dropping by for a visit. Keep those comments coming. I love them. It was great to meet those of you who reached out that I met at Stitch North. It's great to meet those of you who live on the other side of the world that I haven't met yet. And thank you so much for joining me. And I am also going to grab a quick video of the view from the house because it's another beautiful day. And at least one of you who I was speaking to at Stitch North says when they see me, they also see the view in front of our house. So hi, I can't remember your name. I'm sorry, but thanks so much for watching, for enjoying my view as much as I do. And I will chat with you again soon. Bye. So the snow is all melted. We haven't had flurries in a while, like at least a week. The grass is starting to turn green. And it's a beautiful day on the water. So right here, where's my finger? Right here, and here, and here, that's Iceberg Alley. And that's where we see the icebergs go by when They are on the horizon. I don't see any today, but there are a lot of icebergs in Newfoundland and Labrador this year. Maybe I'll go find some for you. Chat soon.